Hello, hello, if there is anyone in fact watching. I'll just continue and see if anyone turns up. Hi John, how are you? I don't expect many people to turn up, so it could just be us, John. Since it's rescheduled at short notice. So I do apologise if I'm silent, but do chat away as much or as little as you would like. Oh, why is it frozen already? Oh, God. Here we go, I should be back. My apologies, John. I'm getting the technical issues out of the way first. Oh, I see. It's we have vague summer weather here, so it's warm. Well, probably not warm like warm for you, but for an Englishman, it's quite nice and pleasant out today. Yeah, my Middle England summers are not quite what Scottish summers are like, but not too far off. Which part of Scotland, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I see. And was it the British summers that drove you out to the US then? Economic reasons. That's smart. I could understand that. So John, as you're the only one here, excuse me, would you mind me beta testing some ideas I was hoping to sort of semi-announce to everyone, but as you're here, I'd like to get your opinion, if that's okay. Yeah, I was thinking so also. We have I asked him because we have a couple of prints. Me and Jed, or Jed and I, have a couple of prints that I did long time ago, a few years ago, and they have finally gone out of stock, and they're not necessarily huge sellers for us, so it's not as much worth the time to it's not so much worth the expense, I mean, for us to use our good paper, but it's still obviously got to be a good quality paper, and I would prefer to size it myself, but I know that that particular paper that George was using is a is quite a good paper. I was wondering if I could get it unsized. Oh, is that Ben popped in? Hi Ben. Ben, we are all square with the prints. I do apologise again, but they went out this morning. And as Ben's here, Ben can join in. So my Instagram profile at the moment is sort of it's not very cohesive. It's sort of me just randomly posting images as and when I feel I've got something interesting to post, which is all well and good, but it doesn't necessarily drive traffic to the places that I would like to or need it to go, namely website, stream and Patreon. And Judd has the following and the viewership and stuff that he can sell any of our prints through his Instagram alone. So the real focus is for me to sort of grow a following and put more of a face to the work that I do, and sort of be able to stand on my own 2 feet a little bit more and separate myself from the crowd, so to speak. So the concept that I've come up with is to sort of shift and alter the way in which I use my Instagram, and shift it pretty much towards more sort of light educational content. And by that I mean Instagram only allows 1 minute videos posted on a timeline. Otherwise you can post slightly longer ones on IGTV. But my thought process was that I would produce 1 minute sort of bite-size educational videos that would give people sort of tips and highlight certain things, much like how if someone is to ask a particular question during the stream, we can set aside a bit of time for it and address it and stuff. And it would be things like how to paste down a key block drawing, or how to sharpen your knife, or printing a gradation, etc., etc. Things like that. just small 1 minute sort of bite-sized clips that would highlight a part of the process and give a bit of educational content to it, which in turn would then feature a sort of outro line that would hopefully push people towards the stream, and by pushing people towards the stream, educate them more about what it is that I do and the process, and then start to sort of use the stream as a method of gaining more followership through Patreon and stuff. So Ben and John, and Nigel, good evening Nigel, what are your opinions on doing that? Would you prefer me to sort of keep that to one side and use the streams for that sort of thing, or do you feel like that is something worth putting my time and effort into, creating these small sort of minute-long educational videos and try and sort of push up the viewership of this stream, in which we can expand on that subject matter a little bit more and sort of push more of a community together? Yeah, and that's the thing. That's sort of the thing with the mini clips, and it wouldn't necessarily be me speaking and stuff as I do now. It would be like a short, sharp how to. If you're interested in more, here's the place to go. And sort of presented in sort of a easily digestible manner. Because I have, compared to sort of other profiles, I'm very fortunate in that I get a lot of yeah, that's exactly the point. Is to use that content to push people towards this. But as I was saying, I'm very fortunate in that I have, for the size of my very modest followership, I have very good analytics in terms of click-through rates and sort of retention of audience. So like impressions and likes and things like that Instagram enjoys and the algorithm enjoys. I'm very fortunate in that the people that do follow me tend to stick around and tend to enjoy and consume whatever it is content-wise that I put on Instagram. And of course there still would be the "this is what I'm working on" post, or like announcement things such as that. But I've seen a lot of channels, especially like these miniature like cooking channels, where they'll do like a 1 minute sort of cooking show, and that's sort of what gave me the inspiration for that. Was I thought, well, I always use those types of oh, Nigel, it's only I announced it on Facebook, and then I just posted to Instagram just as a quick heads up. It will only be this week, so I'm streaming this evening and Wednesday evening, and then as of next week it'll be back to the regularly scheduled programming, so to speak. It's just that this week has there's a few things there's other commitments I've got that mean that it would make it harder for me to stream, and I don't want to miss days and stuff. So I thought I'd shift it anyway and just see who turned up. But yes, I did announce that on the Facebook group. I was previously was having to sort of create a singular post on Patreon or message everyone individually if there was a change. And so Nigel, I'll remember that in future, and if there is a change, I'll just message you directly on Patreon or via email or something. Then I'll keep that in mind. You will not get left behind, Nigel. On this channel we leave no man or woman behind. But yeah, sort of moving back to the sort of content producing side of things. I don't want to call it content production really, but one sort of issue, if I'm going to be sort of quite frank and open, which I feel I can with you guys, one very large issue that me and Jed face is also a huge blessing for all of us, is Dave and Dave's sort of profile. And oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I will, John. Yeah, Dave's profile and Dave's sort of face as sort of the go-to for this type of thing on the internet is really, really good, because it's given all of us an opportunity to learn, but at the same time it's created a situation where Dave and his profile people will flock towards that because it's been created by him, and at some point down the line there will come a point where it's up to me and Jed and whoever else, because mine and Jed's collaborative partnership is one that we hope to just continue on until we can't make them anymore. It's something that we're going to have to sort of pick up the slack on when Dave retires or decides he wants to cruise off into the sunset and stuff. So we need to figure out a way in which to sort of boost my profile and find my niche within this small marketplace. And I've always I don't want to ever be viewed as a teacher of anything, because I'm certainly not. I'm self-taught, and I don't live in Japan. I haven't been taught by a master or anything like that. I learned from just watching Dave's videos and making horrendous mistakes myself. So sort of my sort of self-perceived angle has always been sort of I'm able to show you how I'm managing to work in a traditional manner whilst not having all those things. Much the same as many of you guys would in making your prints. You don't have ready access to Japan and the information that can be provided and training that can be provided through that, but what I can give you is, this is how I'm managing, and this is how I work within my own niche and business. Yeah, I've spoken with Jed about that, and he does IG lives and stuff. I've been saying to him that he should do something like that, because that would massively be that'd be hugely popular. Just Jed has like the least amount of time of anyone. His life is like crazy full and crazy busy, but I think it'd be a fantastic idea for him to do that. And this past year, if it sort of taught us anything, it's taught us that a strong online presence will carry your business through almost anything. I mean, I don't know how public I can be about it, but in terms of my business with Jed, we've done the best year we ever have together. This throughout 2020 and moving into 2021, and in large part that is due to the followership that Jed built and me sort of piggybacking off that. And I sort of, now I've got this foundation, I need to continue that on in my own way. The gold mark, I haven't, so I don't know who they are. I do apologise, John. Are you able to give me some more information, please? I feel like there's many things that I can sort of show that would, if it were me a few years ago, I would have been sort of craving that. Things like we've all seen sizing be done and stuff at Michael Hankan, but we don't all have a 3-story building in which to do our sizing. If you're like me, you have a singular room, and you have to sort of come up and be creative with a system in which you can size your paper and stuff, and that can be parts of the process that I can highlight, and things like I can't size full sheets of paper in one go because I don't have the space or the brushes or the means in which to produce brushes and things like that. So I had to figure out a way of adapting the sizing process to be able to do it single print sheets at a time and still be as efficient as possible. And that's sort of what I would like to sort of show in my market, of you can work in the traditional ways. You haven't got to sort of compromise and stuff, and it doesn't have to just be this like tabletop operation if you don't want it to be. I'll look into it. I've always sort of been every time I've ever spoken to a gallery, they've always sort of been very interested until they see that we do essentially fan art prints, and they will sort of tend to back off a little bit more then. The UK is a very odd market for woodblock prints. We have a sort of a few galleries that charge the world and more for not great quality stuff, and then people who are Laura probably would know that. I've got to speak with Laura actually about this collaboration print. So I will. I'll speak with her on that. Right, that's the easy part of the tree out of the way now. But I've already shot a few things for Instagram whilst I've been working the last few days. So I'm going to edit them together and stuff, and just sort of put a few up as a test. If they get good engagement and things, then I'll do some more and just sort of see where it goes from there. This Patreon money and stuff, and the support and stuff I've had from Patreon have allowed me to do so many things already this year. It's allowed me to purchase the stuff to start streaming and to invest back into making my own blocks, and it's done huge things for me. And I'd like to be able to continue that and be able to continue giving good quality content to those people and building more of a community around that. Yeah, that's correct. No, yeah, and there is also a lot to be said for being in Japan and just being what people don't understand as well. And this is I could definitely get in a bit closer. When Dave first went to Japan in the 1980s, there was still a semblance of an industry happening there. So there was people around, and it wasn't sort of as niche as it is now. There was still a lot of the older guys were still working and stuff, and there was still a few of those old relics still around. So there was sort of slightly more access and stuff, and that's one huge benefit you get from living in Japan, is just the access to people. So you take Taran Casey or Ginkgo Hanga on Instagram. He's learning to be a carver with Asuka-san, and Asuka is one of, well, he's probably the best living carver, but he's also one of the last classically trained carvers left. And what Taran will learn in his apprenticeship from him, I will never ever ever in my life get to that standard. And that's fine, because I'm happy learning at my pace and stuff, and I don't feel the desire to be out there in Japan like that. I have a life here that I'm happy with. So what I can sort of present to you guys is, you don't have to make that not sacrifice, but you don't have to go and do that. You can do it from the Netherlands or Australia or the US or the UK and stuff, and you can make a living from it. And I never profess to be any good at this, but through a bit of hard work and a bit of sharing of information and stuff, anyone can take something like this and turn it into a livelihood. keep thinking I'm out of focus, but my glasses are slipping off my nose. Yes, yeah, that is a good point, Nigel. That is a good point. I have to change my hat every few days. So this morning, for example, I was a printer, and then for a bit I was a packing person and shipping prints out and doing that accounting side of it, and then I had my dinner and had to become a carver again. So it's sort of it's one of those cases of a jack of all trades, master of none. No, it's not necessarily issues. It's more I have a sort of a list of goals and things that I would like to do, and sort of ways in which to grow this, and it's all sort of time dependent. I've been working sort of very inefficiently not very sustainably over the past year. As you know, the UK being in perpetual lockdown has given me sort of no reason in which to actually stop working, so I haven't really had a day off in about a year. So for me, it's more about being able to turn my sort of cut time wasted down within the business. There's a lot of things I do very inefficiently, just because I've sort of always done it and I've always been busy. But now the income is rising and has risen quite well over the past year. I'm able to now look at ways in which I can become more efficient with my business and allow myself more time in which to sort of produce this side content type stuff that will help grow the business, so to speak, or the if we're going to get really pretentious about it, the brand. Really, what I need to do is just stream every single night, because I get so much more work done. That's obviously the thing to do. Yeah, it's finding time. Really, what I would like to do is to produce take these small sort of Instagram stories and convert that into live stream viewership, which in turn I can use to push more edited content and stuff, and will in turn increase the Patreon revenue, and by increasing the Patreon revenue I'm able then to funnel those additional earnings back into the business and make good on a lot of promises that I've made, like producing woodblocks for sale and stuff like that, paying my father to do that and working on that with him, and and stuff, that Patreon money can be used to purchase the wood and to pay for the time it would take to produce the blocks and things and do stuff like that. And hopefully at some point take people on in some form or another that could to grow the business to a point where I need additional people or an additional person. Because it's things like small things like cutting paper and dampening it and trimming the prints and sending them off and things like that all take like sort of a day or half a day to do. The tracings and stuff like that, they all take time away from me making the prints, which in turn creates, when you spread those few half days and stuff out across a year, it creates large time loss, which when you're a solo person business, any time loss manifests into revenue loss. And as much as I love doing this, it's still got to be a money earner. Yeah, that's it. I feel like this stream is going to be. You're very correct there, Nigel. This stream is going to be something that really allows that growth, and I need to be a lot more proactive in pushing people towards this live stream. Got so much work done this evening. With more visibility and stuff, we can do cool things like commissioning people to make Patreon series, to design Patreon series for us and things like that. We can really start to have fun with it and not just do reproduction stuff. Work with some other people and do some cool things. I sort of have this idea one day that we can do like a sort of print exchange meetup type thing somewhere in the world. Not just for woodblock prints and stuff, but it would be a cool thing to do and a sort of a thank you for the support and stuff. Yeah, that's I've definitely felt that at some points this year. It's hard to turn it off, if you know what I mean. It's hard to find a reason to stop. But what I have found is that an efficient 8-hour working day is far better than an inefficient 12-hour working day. So that's a big goal of mine, is to become a lot more efficient in the way that I handle my work and stuff. I feel anyone who's self-employed has that sort of sense of dread. Isn't that sort of part of the thrill of it as well, of being master of your own destiny and sort of the grind of making that work. We are cruising through this tree. I'll get all the tree done first and then we'll start getting into all that business up and with the owl and stuff. Yeah, that's figuring it out. It's probably harder than actually doing the work sometimes. If you ever figure it out, let me know. I've always wanted to be self-employed though. I've never been one for a more normal job. I guess it's probably because my dad's self-employed and stuff as well, so I always saw that as a kid, and that influenced me. Where do I get my wood from? So this is a good point. So this wood, I buy all my key block outline wood from Japan. It's a lot harder, and I need the sort of hardest wood possible to carve, especially sort of fine lines and stuff like this. The colour blocks I make myself. I purchase North American Cherry. I purchase it from a wholesaler here in the UK, and I make my own blocks from it. Well, me and my dad do. It's mainly my dad that makes them, as opposed to me. But we do. I was speaking. I don't know if you were in the stream before, but I was mentioning that we are in the very long process of working out how we would produce blocks for resale and stuff like that. And that's sort of an ongoing process there. But yeah, key blocks and stuff would like Matsumura. If you're in the US, McLean's are pretty good, I hear, for key blocks and stuff. And yeah, I make all my own. Colour blocks. Right, so we are upon the hour. We got way more done than I thought we would. So remember, guys, I will be back on Wednesday this week, not Thursday. I've had to shift everything a day forward, and then as of next week, it will be back to the normal Tuesday, Thursday streams. But in the meantime, I will hopefully be editing and posting the first of these mini Instagram tutorial things, hopefully over the weekend. So comment, like and share. Is that what YouTubers say? So yeah, just give me your feedback on if they're terrible or if you like them, or changes and stuff I can make. You guys are always the best barometer for that. You're very honest, and you've always been supportive. So your opinions are what matter to me. But that's going to be. Off that bit. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. I will be back on Wednesday. I'll make a post in Facebook and on Instagram to notify everyone again. And Nigel, I will send you a direct message on Patreon or something, or email to give you a reminder or something like that. Or I'll do a community post or something on YouTube. But thank you very much for turning up, guys. I'm sorry for the inconvenience of shifting the days around. I hope I haven't sort of took time out of your days. But thank you again, and thank you for the interesting conversation. And always thank you for the support. I will see you all on Wednesday. Same time, 7 PM. Take care, guys. Stay safe.